So Jesus gives a parable to the apostles about the end of the world. In Matthew 13, he talks about this parable about the wheat and the tares. And he talks about the good seed and the bad seed of the tares and the wheat that are planted in the field, which is the world. Matthew chapter 13, verse 24, he says, "Another parable he put forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a man which sowed good seed in his field, in the world." Okay? He sowed good seed in his field. But while the man slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. So a man came into the world and planted good seed. And then a wicked man came and planted bad seed in this man's field, which is the world. Okay? But when the blades were sprung up, and these are the blades, once they grew together, they grew, and all of a sudden, voila, the wheat and the tare were distinguishable, that the wicked one had sown bad seeds into the field, and that the wheat was among the wicked. The righteous was among the wicked. Now watch this. So the servants of the house, in verse 27, says, "So the servants of the householder came and said to him, Sir, why did you not sow good seed in your field, and where did these tares come from?" He said to them, "An enemy has done this." And the servant said to him, "Will you want us to go and gather up the tares and pull them out and rip them out?" He says, "No, lest while you're gathering up these tares, you accidentally pull up the wheat with them." He says in verse 30, "Let both of the wheat and the tares, the righteous and the wicked, grow together until the time of harvest. Then at the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather first the tares and bind them into bundles and throw them into the fire. Then, after this has been done, gather the wheat in the harvest, in the time of the harvest, into my barn." So he explains in verse 37 about this parable. He answered and said to them, "He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world." The field is the world. But the tares, okay, it says, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. So we have here, until the time of the harvest in the end of the world, the children of the kingdom and the children of the wicked one are to grow together without being removed until the time of the harvest, where the angels first come out and take the wicked and put them into the fire. The enemy that has sowed them is the devil, that sowed the bad seeds. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. Therefore, the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. In the time of the harvest, in the end of the world, the Lord sends out angels first to gather the wicked at the time of the harvest. They are thrown into the fire. In verse 41, it says, "The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all the things that offend and do iniquity, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth." So we know that Jesus says clearly what happens in the end of the world at the time of the harvest. The righteous are not ever removed. They remain and stay in the field of the world until the time of the harvest, when the Lord sends out the angels first and begins to harvest and kill the wicked and throw them into the fire. Then at the resurrection, which is the harvest of the first fruits, the righteous are gathered in the resurrection as he descends to rule the world. There is no rapture ever. Post, pre, mid-tribulation rapture are all heresies and false prophecies. This is very clear when you study the scripture and you have sound doctrine. The book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 14 through 20, gives the time of the harvest where the wicked begin to be reaped on Christ's descent in a cloud with a sickle with angels.